All right, we got should the Ravens just blow it up? This is Speakeasy after the Ravens lost to the Chiefs.
Did they make a message this week?
Yeah, Chiefs made a gigantic statement for this reason.
I got Chiefs just put themselves in that I mean they were already Super Bowl favorites for the AFC, but I think they just jumped their chances up. I think they look how they've been looking the past 2 weeks is a lot better than they have over the last year offensively.
Ravens had to win this ball game, and not only did the Chiefs beat the Ravens schematically,
and Mahomes might put himself in the MVP combo. I give him another 3 weeks. We're gonna see if they can keep this up, but he might put himself in the MVP combo.
bludgeoned the Ravens physically.
Yeah.
Roquan Smith left the game with injury. Lamar Jackson left the game with injury. Marlon Humphrey in his podcast left the game with the injury.
Wow. And his podcast.
I said that out loud. Everybody on and their mama left the game with an injury. So not only did the Chiefs schematically beat down the Ravens, they also physically beat down the Ravens. And some people who tried to suggest Lamar Jackson wasn't really injured, well, then you suggested they mentally beat down the Ravens. So the Chiefs, dare I say, they're back. But 2-5, they're looking, especially with Xavier Worthy, like they back on top of the mountain.
Yep. And Pat missed a couple too.
Yes, he did.
They getting back to their old Chiefs where we taking shots.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody they look in sync with each other though, right?
That's what I was saying.
Really talk too
It
much
looked like the old
They
Chiefs.
did great, right? Patrick Mahomes and all that. But the Ravens, I don't know, yo. I think they
just because Chiefs blow out the 1 and 2 Ravens who don't have defense.
Like you get.
Nah, it's how they did it.
800 yards running.
It's the play style. It's not like I feel like they were slinging it a lot more last week, second half. A little bit like in week 1, second half, but and then against the Ravens, that was the whole thing. Pretty much most of the game, it felt like they were throwing the ball a lot more, and that was the more explosive version of the Chiefs that we remember.
Right, you and Lamar Jackson. Then now it's like he fumbled the ball.
They were already Super Bowl contender.
Now you don't even want to use him.
Mm-hmm. When I saw you guys on Thursday, y'all talked a lot about confidence. And right now, for the first time in a while, the Ravens don't look like a confident side. They don't look confident. And I understand you do have so many injuries on that defensive side of the ball. The trenches are not doing what they're supposed to. They're giving up rushing yards to the Chiefs, who are not a good running team whatsoever. I think the Ravens are in a tough.
I think the way that they played the Chargers in week 1 versus the way that they just played the Ravens, or even how they played who did they just play last week? The Giants. They didn't play the same. Again, like I said, it felt more like a balanced team. Like they forgot how to throw the ball or forgot that they were a high-powered offense. And again, with them having Tyquan, Hollywood, and Worthy, you can stretch the field way more. You can drop some crazy stuff, stretch the field, and then it's going to open up so much underneath for Kelsey and Juju. And then when you get Rasheed back, Rasheed's part of that underneath game too. So
spot, but it's hard to count them out right now, given the fact that they need to get
Worthy
help.
plays a huge role in the offense. I'm not gonna lie, Worthy really didn't play a huge. I mean, look at Worthy last year. He didn't play. He was not a huge role in the offense last year at all. He wasn't a huge role in the offense in the Super Bowl. But I think at the end of the Super Bowl, when they started launching it to him, it kind of clicked. Like, bro, we should have been doing this all year. And that's what they've been doing with Tyquan Thornton. So now you got Worthy and Tyquan. Okay, we got more than just one speedster, so we can really stretch the field. We can really get creative. And I think now Worthy would be a big piece of that offense. But I don't think he. Personally, I don't see him being that much more bigger than Tyquan as of right now. I think we gonna see. I mean, to justify him being a first round pick, yeah, but I think everybody in that offense is just as important as each other right as of right now.
They do.
You say it's hard to count them out. I'm just making sure I can still count.
That's crazy.
Worthy their offense this year. I mean, you can't really call Worthy their offense. Like, what he played one game. You know what I mean? And in that one game, he it's not like he didn't dominate or anything. He played good. He played okay, but he didn't. It's not like he dominated. I think all of the pieces in that offense are just as equal as each other. I think I mean, Worthy's good piece, but I don't think he's a dominant piece. Like he's not an elite receiver. He has elite speed, but he's not an elite receiver. I think he's just another important piece of that offense.
They out.
1,300-yard threat.
That division is still bad.
They might not be out of the playoffs.
We'll see.
The Ravens are out of legitimate contention for anything serious this year. Yeah. And this Ravens fans,
better Chiefs didn't run it in the round of screens to our receivers.
Every year, like it's your last year to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's true.
Because when the Ravens had the best defense in football, were 14-2, and had home field advantage, they should have beat the Chiefs then. But now Madubuike out. Roquan Smith hurt, Marlon Humphrey hurt, Nate Wiggins hurt, Calvin Oy hurt. Now everybody's hurt. So how in the world can you win anything this time around? The Ravens is done. Super Bowl is done. This year is done. It's done. If I'm the Ravens, you got to consider blowing it up. You have to consider.
What?
You have to.
Oh my God.
I don't know about blowing it up, but I'm saying the only game they won is when Worthy played the entire game. It's the only game they won. Didn't they just beat the Giants without him? No, I don't know about blowing it up. And then on the Worthy being the 1,300-yard threat, I think respectfully, yeah, he can be, but like that's if he's the primary target. But like I said, once Rashee Rice comes back, I don't think Worthy is the go-to receiver. They threw it to Juju Smith-Schuster 4 times in a row on one drive. I think Worthy being there helps add a deep threat and opens up the field, because what's better than one deep threat, which is Tyquan Thornton? He's been a really good deep threat for them so far. 2, get everybody to back up, and it's gonna open up everything underneath. I think he a really big piece, but I don't think he's a consistent. Let's throw it to Worthy in one-on-one coverage consistently, and he's gonna come down with a contested catch. I think it's if he's open, you give it to him, and I mean if you need to throw it to him one-on-one, like contested, like a Justin Jefferson, you're not counting him to really do that. Tell me about Dart. I mean, to be determined on Dart. And I never said Dart was bad. Never said that. That never came out of my mouth not once. I've always said the Giants situation is bad. I've never said he's bad though. Hollywood is another one. It's against more speed. You know what I mean? So all of that helps open up other parts of the offense. You know what I mean? You gonna need Worthy and Tyquan to run their fair share of decoy routes, and Hollywood. You know what I mean? You're gonna need that. So did Will Levis in his debut. Yeah, I mean all that's to be determined. I mean, Dart could be a good quarterback, but I don't trust the situation of the Giants. But we'll see. We'll see how everything play out. Chiefs fans will argue that Worthy is elite. I've never heard anybody say Worthy is elite. Worthy, you can't put Worthy in the conversation. I need something. You gotta show me something. Worthy's not in the conversation with AJ Brown, Tyreek Hill, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb. That's elite. Nico Collins. He not in that conversation. When do we see him get thrown up balls like consistently too? Like that wasn't happening last year at all. You know what I mean? I don't even remember him being consistently like that in college. He was a burner, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. I think again, he could, if you force feed him the ball, you make him the primary target. That's fine, but their offense doesn't work like that. I think Kelsey is a primary target this year. Rashee Rice, when he come back, he'll be a primary target. It's having that quick game, using them as decoys to open up stuff underneath, and if they're open, then you take that shot. Worthy was wide receiver 1 at Texas. I mean, that's fine. That's college though. It is what it is. Quentin Johnston was wide receiver 1 at TCU. He doing something now, but it was 2 years before 3 years before he did something in the league consistently. 13 20 for 111 yards is elite now.
Blow it up.
Keep Lamar, obviously. Keep Kyle Hamilton, obviously. Those young players on rookie deals, obviously. Madubuike, if he's healthy, obviously. Outside of that, Harbaugh, I feel like he's reached his ceiling. Todd Monken, I feel like he hit his head on the ceiling. Zach Orr, I feel like he's hit his head on the ceiling. In what world, 2-5, can you have optimism about this Ravens team? In what world?
Man, you saying blow it up.
Have to. Are
Blow
you keeping
it up?
Harbaugh? Y'all answer me that.
Blowing
Y'all
up is
blow it
crazy.
up.
You cannot blow up this roster, first and foremost.
Not the roster.
But the coaching staff,
So you'll keep
I
getting
think
new
you can make
coordinator
an
every
argument for Harbaugh. You can make an argument for Harbaugh.
Yeah,
That's what
At
I
this
mean.
point, you can make an argument.
That's what I'm getting at.
Let them get healthy first is my thing.
No.
When they had this energy for the
No,
Chiefs?
Shady taught me this 2 years ago. Shady taught me this 2 years ago.
I told you something?
You taught me something. My dog, hello. 2 years ago, the Cowboys were awful.
Yes.
Maybe last year. Cowboys were awful to start the season. And then Dak Prescott got hurt. And Shady said, hold on, Acho. Don't for a second get it twisted and now think the Cowboys were bad just because Dak got hurt. The Cowboys were bad before Dak got hurt. Shady said, be mindful, Acho, because people going to start acting like the Cowboys were only bad because Dak got hurt.
Right, that's true.
And Shady's like, no. Cowboys was sorry when Dak was there.
Yeah.
Reason I say that is what you just said is the biggest lie that Ravens fans better not believe. Well, we got hurt this year. Nope. Y'all were sorry, healthy.
Yeah.
Linebackers weren't coming downhill, healthy.
Yeah.
Marlon Humphrey was getting beat by the Detroit Lions, healthy. Secondary wasn't communicating, healthy.
Yeah.
Defensive line wasn't stopping the run, healthy, albeit Madubuike was out. Derrick Henry was fumbling, healthy. So don't start acting now like, well, we got hurt. That's why we had a bad season. No mulligans there. The Ravens were bad before the injury.
You know what? That's a great point, though. Because everything I'm saying against the Chiefs, I've seen against the Bills.
Yeah.
I've seen the Bills running the ball, doing whatever they want to do. I've seen the same game when they played the Lions. Seen the same thing. They run the ball, converting on third downs, doing everything they want to do. So now you say it like that, I don't want to hear about nobody being hurt. Because the same thing I seen today when the guys hurt, I seen the same thing when they was healthy.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
Yeah, no, we do have to talk about Lamar Jackson. I mean, he seemed very, very frustrated. He was slamming his helmet on the sideline after turning the ball over. He had 2 turnovers today, something that he just really does not do unless he's playing the Chiefs. To be honest, it does feel like he doesn't do this unless he's playing the Chiefs. The Ravens are they're in a tough spot, but is Lamar in any way, is it panic time for him in a way?
Nah, he got one of the MVPs. Nah, I can't. It's not just him though, because you got the defense to playing the way they playing, right? And also,
well, I mean,
I do like to see Lamar keep his composure, though. You know what I'm saying? Slamming his helmet, you know. And I get it. He a person. Got emotions. But, you know what I'm saying? I do like to see him, you know, stay locked in. Shout out to Jalen Hurts. Not an Eagles fan, but I like how Hurts carries himself, you know. Up or down, win or lose. I think as far as carrying himself as a quarterback, he does, you know, one of the best jobs there.
Henry too though.
Not saying Lamar's
yeah,
fault.
like we gotta pass this thing around now.
Yeah,
for real.
I'm saying, but
for
this
real.
is his. He went down with a hamstring injury as well today. I'm more saying this is Lamar's championship window. He is the superstar of this team. He is the leader of this team. They can't continue to struggle right now around him. You have such limited time with this superstar on your team. In my opinion, I don't want to say you have to blow it up right now.
Is there a team that stands out from the rest? I'm gonna keep it a bean, bro. On paper, I think if the Eagles can get it, no, there's not. But on paper, though, no, it's not. I'm about to say, even if the Eagles figure they offensive issues out, I still think the Rams are comp for them. And I think the Chiefs, if the Chiefs can play like how they did offensively against the Ravens, against the Bills, but I still think the Bills are comp for the Chiefs. So no, I don't think that there's no clear favorite in the league right now. It's still everybody has their comp. I still think the Bucks are comp for the Eagles. I think the Eagles are better, but I still think they comp. So I don't think it's clear. You know, still got the Lions out there. various teams.
I'll be honest with you. I understand it's a bad start.
Playoffs, though.
They'll make the playoffs.
And then you really never know.
Oh, come on. Stop it. Stop it. If the Ravens haven't gone further with healthier teams and better teams, why do you think they're going to go far now? Here's what I'm suggesting. Here's all I'm suggesting is this. Lamar has to be paid.
Packers defense garbage because they gave up 40. That was wild. I did not expect that.
Be able to agree,
that was a garbage performance.
He is 1 year shy of a decade starting next season in the NFL.
Yeah.
Year 9 is what Lamar is going into next year. So you're going into year 9. Derrick Henry is now going to be older. Marlon Humphrey, if he's still on the roster, going to be older. Roquan Smith is now coming off of 2 bad years. Are you retaining your coach? If you're retaining your coach, you're getting rid of your defensive coordinator. So now how's that new defensive coordinator going to do? You might get a new offensive coordinator. How's that offensive coordinator going to do? Rashad Bateman still hasn't taken a step to look like a number 2 wide receiver. Zay Flowers still hasn't taken a step to look like a bona fide number 1 wide receiver. So if you're Lamar Jackson, how in the world do you have optimism that this year is going to be the year? How?
Yeah. That's a good point.
That's the dilemma.
He's just so good, though, that, I mean, he can look bad right now, and he can turn that thing on, and we could be saying.
Saints, I think Saints just, I think they just had a good performance against the Bills. I don't think it's really, I don't really think it's too much to hang on, Because sometimes certain teams match up well against other teams, like personnel-wise, and it makes for a competitive game. But and when you look at the roster of the Saints, I think that D-line is pretty solid. They have a top safety duo, in my opinion. I think the rookie Sanker slept on, and Justin Reed is a top safety in the league. The receiving core is very reliable when healthy. You have one of the most reliable tight ends in the league with Juwan Johnson. And you got a nice running back duo, Kamara and Kendrick Miller. And obviously Kamara is he may not be elite, but he's one of the better running backs in the league. So certain teams just kind of comp well with other teams. I've been saying Harbaugh and or should be gone. I miss Mike McDonald. I think Harbaugh need to tweak some stuff. I think he need to do some reflection. I'm not for him getting fired, though. Like, as a head coach, to be a coach that gets your team to the playoffs consistently, I could commend that. But what you need to do is the people that's under you, because the head coach, if you're not the one calling plays on offense and you're not the one calling plays on defense, then it's your job to pick the right person. But as a leader, you're doing a good enough job of, consistently getting this team to the playoffs. So I like that part. He just needs to pick his coordinators or other coaches better. Offensive line bad outside of Kevin Banks.
Last thing on this topic though, before we move, are the Chiefs back to being a Super Bowl contender, or are they still just cooked?
Absolutely.
Yeah, they for sure Super Bowl contender.
Because I think the AFC is average. Yeah. I think the AFC has the best quarterbacks, but the most basic rosters. I think the NFC has the best rosters and the most basic quarterbacks.
That's a good point.
That's interesting. That's interesting. I like that comment.